So today I will explain how the PVS load balancing works and what you should check so that everything will work as it should. So we have our PVS farm. We have two PVS servers. You can have 3, 4, how many you want. First thing that you need to check is the configuration of the bootstrap file. It needs to contain both streaming IP addresses, so from the first PVS server, PVS01, and also from the PVS02. And the correct configuration for this is like this. So in this tab, the first IP needs to be, so because it's PVS01, let's do it like this. It's PVS01, and the streaming IP of the PVS01 is 109. So this needs to be the first IP in the list, and the second one it's PVS02. Now the second PVS server has its own bootstrap file, and here also the first IP address needs to be the streaming IP address of the server itself. So PVS02 has the streaming IP 110, and it needs to be the first in this list, and then the second one it's PVS01. Why do you need to configure it like this? Because in case one PVS server fails, when the devices start to boot up and they search for the for the streaming server, if you put for example PVS01 is down and you move this one, so PVS01 is down and you have it configured like this, the boot up process will always try to reach the first IP in this address, and then if this one fails, then go to the other one, and this is why it's the recommended configuration. So each server should have its own IP address, the first in the first line. Okay, so this was one setting that it's necessary for the load balancing to work. The second one is the store configuration. So I have configured my farm with two PVS servers, and each PVS server has its own store, but the vdisk in the store is robocopied from one to another, so the file is the same. So I will show you one more time. So in this tab you need to check both PVS servers, and here in the paths you need to validate so that both PVS servers can successfully reach the store path. So when you have the status valid here, then everything is fine. And on the second server, you have to do the same thing. So click OK here on the second store. Sorry. Servers, make sure that you have both checked, and here the path, validate, validating, and validating. So everything is configured as it should be. Click OK. What I meant with is just one disk, and that disk is propagated on both stores. So I have this is PVS01. So this is the store, and this is my vdisk, and I robocopy this vdisk to the second PVS. So this is the second PVS store, and this is why I have two stores. Each PVS server has its own store. This is recommended because this is not only this, it's also not only that um, this helps with high availability, but it's also load balancing. For example, in the morning um, when you power on, I don't know, 100 VMs, 50 VMs will stream the image from one PVS server, and the other 50 will stream the image from the second PVS server. It's the same image, but they will stream it from the VMs will get um, the disk from two different locations, and this will help with performance. Okay, so this is explained. One more thing that we need to load balance is the TFTP and the TFTP file. So let's go to our DHCP configuration. This configuration option 66 boot server host name, so our TFTP boot server only allows one entry. So at this moment it's set uh, server for the first server PVS01, and in case PVS01 goes down, all the VMs will fail to boot because they will all search for this IP, and this IP is bound with PVS01, and nothing will boot up. So if we want to have a load balancing here, we need to, or not load balancing, high availability, because this is high availability. We need to configure TFTP load balancer. In my in my configuration, I have a NetScaler, and I will use the NetScaler to load balance this TFTP, the TFTP for both PVS servers. If you do not have a NetScaler, you can also do it through the DNS round robin, or I believe there are also other options. But in this video, I will show you the NetScaler option, and in the end, I will try also to show you the round robin part. So for the NetScaler TFTP load balancing configuration, you will need an IP address for the vServer that we will create on the NetScaler, and I also reserved it in the DNS. I created a DNS entry. It doesn't necessarily need a DNS entry, but in a productive environment, to make sure that no one else will use your IP address, you should request a DNS reservation with your IP address. So I just named it TFTP load balancing. Okay, let's go on the on the NetScaler. So first thing, I want to show you a graphic presentation of what we will do. So we need we need this the TFTP load balancing virtual server. Before we create this virtual server, we need to create to add the servers in the NetScaler, create this the service group, and then create a monitor uh, that we will bind to the service group. I also wrote here a few details. They are also for me because I'm not doing this every day long, and maybe in 6 months I will forget what I need to do. So monitor type will be user, and the script name will be NSTFTP. But let's start directly on the NetScaler. So first thing that I will do is add my PVS servers to the NetScaler. So to do that, um, under traffic management and servers, we have here our storefronts, but that's another story. We just need to add our PVS servers. So PVS 01 with IP 168.235 and 109. So this is our streaming IP address. Don't forget, if you have multiple IP addresses on your multiple network cards on your PVS server, you need to write here the streaming IP. Okay, just click create. Then we create PVS02. I've configured them earlier, so this is why I have them in the list, but you can just type PVS02, and that is 192.168.235 and 110. Okay, create. So we have our PVS servers. Now, the second thing that we need to do is to create a service group. And we go here under service group and we click add. We should give it an easy to understand name. Let's say TFTP load balancer PVS, because maybe we will configure many other things and we need to somehow know which is which. So this is the name. We need to select TFTP. TFTP. Okay. And just go and click OK. Now we can add the members. So we have already created the members. We just have to select them, PVS1 and PVS02. Select, and here create, or not create, bind. Where is it? Okay, PVS01, PVS02, select, and yes, very important here, the port is 69. This is why I wrote here port 69 so that I do not forget. Where is it? Here. So we selected. Okay, just click create. Okay, and now okay. And we have to also bind the monitor to this, but we will not do it in this screen. I want to do it in a different screen so that we know where everything is created, so we can troubleshoot later in case we have to troubleshoot. So here, just click done. Now we go to monitors and we click add. We should give it a name TFTP monitor and also PVS. And here the type, you should select user, select, and the script name. Let's go back to our diagram. Monitor type user and script name NSTFTP. So let's go back, and here we should find NSTFTP. Okay. And here click create. So we have our monitor created. Now we need to bind the monitor to our service group. So just like here, so the monitor needs to be bounded to bind it to the service group. So we just click on the service group. Um, in some cases you will have this monitor tab already present somewhere here, but if it's not there, just click on add monitors and select it from the list. You can also search for it if you have too many monitors, TFTP. Just hit enter. Okay, this is yours. Select, bind, and click done. I can check one more time. Everything looks good, and here the members, they are both up, and you have the option to monitor details, and here is success. Okay, so this is correctly configured. Now let's go back, and we have to create our load balancing virtual server. Okay, just click on add. We need to give it a name. I already done this name, but I believe I will change it to TFTP virtual server PVS so that I know it's for PVS. Okay, here also select FTTP, TFTP, and you need to type your IP address that you want to use for this. In my case, as I showed you in the start of the video, 168.235.15. As you can see, the port is 69 as we selected during the service group creation. Now we just click here OK, and we need to bind the virtual server, the TFTP service group. So we are here at the final step. This is done, and now we bind this service group to the vServer. Okay, let's go back, and we just select it from the list. It's TFTP load balancing PVS. Select, bind, and continue. It shows down, but after you click done, it will be up. Save your configuration always. So the virtual server is up. As you may know, most 99% of the virtual servers in the NetScaler require a certificate. In this case, uh, there is no certificate required for the virtual server to function. So this is just side information. Now we need to use this IP address that we configured and set it in our DHCP configuration. So instead of our PVS server, we now use the virtual load balancer from the NetScaler. Go with apply, OK, and we can already test. So let's go to our PVS server. Servers, let's refresh. So both servers are up. No virtual machines are powered on, but we will power them on now. So I have two clones. Let's start the first one and let's check the console, what it's doing. It should find 115, yes, and it's redirecting to the bin file. So this was successful. And let's start the second one. And this should it should also load balance. Let's go to our PVS, and if we refresh, each server has so each server has got one VM that it's using its disk. To properly test our configuration, we will just wait for the VMs to completely power on, and then we will fail over one PVS server and see how it goes. It will take a little bit of time. I will pause the video and come back when they are completely powered on. Okay, so both VMs are powered on. They are registered in Citrix, and I also connected to them with two different users. So this is clone 02, and this is using our PVS02 because I know that this is the IP of PVS02. Let's do a test. So we will simulate a PVS server fail. So this is streaming from PVS02, correct? So let's go to our PVS02, to this one, let's go to services, and we will stop the streaming service. This is basically a server shutdown, so you can shut it down or stop the streaming services is the same thing. This is 110, this is our PVS streaming IP. Those are the streaming services. Let's go one more time in the console because I want to show you. Refresh. So here you can see show connected devices and PVS clone 02 will show up. Okay, so we are ready to fail over. So let's stop the service. let's go to PVS 02, and it already switched to the first PVS server. So the VM is running, it doesn't have any issues. It's just slow because I virtualized a lot of stuff on one CPU, but it works. So let's go to see our PVS server. Let's refresh, and PVS 02 is marked as down, and PVS 01 has now both it's streaming for both, so for both clones. Now let's close, let's recover PVS 02. So I will start the services on PVS 02. Let's go back and see what's happening. Okay, so PVS 02 is back online, but as you can see, it did not load balance. So the connected devices remained on PVS 01. Let's also check on the VM itself. So yeah, it's 109. To rebalance, you need to go to your PVS server and select this option, rebalance devices. Just rebalance devices, click it once, go close, and if you go with refresh, it should push the other one to your back to your PVS server. Okay, so it's back. Let's go and see. Yes, so it switched. It's back to 110. So this the load balancing absolutely works, and also the high availability works, because that what we have done was high availability test. So we intentionally stopped one PVS server. Now we can do the same thing with PVS 01. Let's stop PVS 01 services. We can have the same console, and we don't need to switch to services. You can also try to stop the services from here, but your account that you configured during the installation, there was a screen where it asked you for streaming services, and you gave it an account. Now that account needs to have admin rights on both PVS servers, and I did not give it admin rights, and this is why I'm opening the services so that I can stop them from here. So PVS, we are on PVS 01. Let's stop the streaming service. Stopping the streaming service does not impact the console, because the console communicates with the database. Okay, let's go refresh. Now PVS1 is down, and both VMs have switched to second PVS. So this is the second one, clone 01. It's up and running, so it can still work. There is no user impact, but as I told you, it's slow. It's slow because it's overwhelmed by so many VMs. you will not always see, like on the first one, you don't see the starting which streaming PVS server it uses, but it doesn't matter because you can see that from the PVS console. So if you go here and show connected devices, you will see the connected devices. Okay, second test was also successful. Let's start the streaming services. Let's wait a little bit. Okay, let's do again the load balancing. Rebalance, okay. So those actions are not instantly, and as you can see, you always need to refresh. Oh, it pushed both on PVS 01. Why? Yeah, that's strange. Right? They should be load balanced equally. And yeah, by the way, the equal load balancing. I don't know why I did that because it will not always go 100%. I mean 50-50 because here in the VDisk, I believe load balancing, you can select here best effort. So best effort um, doesn't mean it will load balance all the time 50% with 50%. If you want a fixed percent, then you go with fixed and type here the percentage. But in most cases, best effort, it's what you will want to use. And if, for example, you want to use, even if you have multiple PVS servers, if you want to use just one of them, you go with this option, and the VDisks will start from this. The VMs will get the VDisk from this PVS server. But our configuration is here with load balancing and best effort. Okay. Now I want to test. This was the load balancing between the VMs when the VMs are already powered on. So we want to test the TFTP load balancer because we configured that, and we can do that in the following way. Let's power off both VMs. And this will take too long. I will just close. It doesn't matter. Close because we will forcibly stop both VM2 so that it works faster. I can forcibly stop because this will have no impact on the operating system because, as you know, the VMs will boot up from the VDisk, and the VDisk is in read-only mode, so it's not impacted by a forced restop. So you can force shut down. I'm force shutting down because I don't have time to wait for it to cleanly shut down. Just want to check that Citrix knows that they are down. Yes, they are down and there are no sessions. Okay, perfect. Now let's simulate a PVS server outage. So in case one of the PVS servers does not start, all the VMs should be redirected to boot from our second PVS server. We can do that in two ways. We can power off one 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 server, and they got locked, no problem. We can remove the locks because we forcibly shut down, and it seems that it did not like that. Let's go to device collection. Okay, they are both down. Okay, this will refresh in some time. Refresh. Okay, perfect. So let me think. We can power them off, or we can disable one IP from the service group. I believe the best way is to power one off, or maybe we can stop the boot service, the TFTP boot service. That this should be sufficient, but no, let's power the first one off, and it's this one. It's PVS power shutdown. Okay, now need to open the console on the second one. Okay, wait, where am I here? Let's refresh. Now our load balancing virtual server should identify that one of the members is down. Okay, so it already knows the PVS01 is down. Okay, this is good. Let's go back, let's refresh. And here you have it, the state up, but you have only 50% on the health, so this means that one of the servers is down. Okay, so the NetScaler identified that one server is down. Now let's boot up the VMs. Let's connect. Okay. The site should also know that one server is down. Okay, perfect. Now, if the TFTP load balancing works, then the VMs should reach PVS 02 with no issues. Okay, 110, you can see it here. It found 110 available. This is perfect. Let's start also the second one. Okay, this is 115 is our load balancer, and server is 110. Okay, both clones have found the second PVS, so the TFTP load balancing also works. Now, if during the boot up process you do not see all those details, you can enable them from the PVS configuration, I believe, also from the bootstrap. Yeah, here under option, you need to check this verbose mode, and it will you will also see all those details during the boot up process. If you do not have this checked, you will only see, I don't know, a few lines, but as an admin, it's very helpful for you to enable this, because in case of errors, you will see them here. Okay, so the TFTP also works. Now I said that in the and I will show you how to configure a round robin uh, to do the same thing that the NetScaler is doing now. Let's go back to our DNS server. In my case, my domain controller is also DNS server, it's also the DHCP server, it's everything. So you need to do two things, three things. You need to add here two entries with the same name, but the IPs of the streaming of the PVS servers. So let's see, I will say it TFTP, TFTP round robin. It's just a name, we will remove it later. And now you need to add your IP address for the PVS from both PVS streaming network cards. So add it once and one more time with the same name but different IP. Dot 110 add host. Okay, done. Okay, so you have your entries and you need your FQDN. Copy your FQDN, go to the DHCP server, and here replace the IP with the FQDN. Apply and OK. And this was it. To make sure that round robin is enabled, just go to back to the DNS server, go to properties, and under advanced, make sure that round robin is checked, and that's it. You will have the same load balancing as you have done it for the uh, through the NetScaler, but I don't know if in big companies they will allow DNS round robin. I'm not sure. Okay, this was it. Thank you for watching.